Oh boy, welcome to the D-pad. I'm Rick.
And I'm Peter.
Oh my god, this is Pokémon Insurgence. There we go. We got out of the room. We can look at our team. Yeah, so we have our new team all leveled up to 69. The reason I didn't do this as its own like real full episode compared with Brilliant Diamond is audio training is pretty automatic, and it was also very short. This took me like another maybe half hour to do, and that had more to do with the tech speed. But so we have our team similar to, I guess you guys haven't seen it yet, Brilliant Diamond is also active again. We have some episodes ready coming this weekend.
Oh boy.
But we should probably take a look through our TMs, and boy is this a much less usable UI than Brilliant Diamond gave us.
Yeah.
Pokemon gets a lot of flack, and rightly so, but they do make occasional quality of life improvements that are very nice. Dragon Pulse. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me.
Yes, don't.
Thank you. I'm gonna say no. I wish I knew what the fucking... I would have to go all the way in to see what the power of Dragon Pulse is, but I don't recall it being amazing. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolt is a pretty classic one. I had a feeling Oscar was going to be able to do it. That's a Delta Lipard, which seems to be taking some inspiration from Type Null a little bit. Definitely looks like a genetically modified thing.
Yep.
Shadow Claw, Nasty Plot, Coil... raises attack and defense stats as well as its accuracy. That's actually quite good. 3 of those in one thing is actually fairly awesome. Moonblast, Stab, and it's also a great move. Shadow Claw gives us increased crits. Maybe Nasty Plot can go. I hate to rely on just all attack moves, but Moonblast and Shadow Claw are pretty solid, and they split the physical and special. And the special one already being better means that Nasty Plot probably isn't going to have a lot of use here.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Plus attack, plus defense, plus accuracy all at once is actually better than most buffs in the game.
Yeah, that's very interesting. This is vanishingly few that do 3 stages.
Yes. There are obviously the stuff like Belly Drum that just maxes something, usually at a heavy cost.
Yep.
There's like 1 or 2 other moves in all of Pokemon. In actual Pokemon. I don't think... I suspect Coil is not an actual Pokemon move normally, but... and maybe it is. I don't know. But there's a few that'll do 3 stages of something instead of 2.
Right.
Psychic. Classic one. Anybody learn this? We got a few options. I don't know that it's going to be really good on either of them, though. Aerial Ace. Also a pretty good standby. Oscar can learn Aerial Ace? What? Kyle can learn Aerial Ace. Romero can learn Aerial Ace. That's strange.
Yeah, but interesting that's never miss flying, right?
Is it? Yes. Yeah. 60. So yeah, it's flying type Swift.
Yeah. Having that on a bug is certainly an interesting sort of coverage type situation. Quick
Guard is an interesting one, but it's so situational that I don't suspect that I'm going to be able to realistically rely on that for anything.
No.
Haze is also probably also on its way out. Eliminate stat changes.
From all Pokemon, which is nice.
Yeah.
For certain situations where you're dealing with somebody who's, statting up their Pokemon to get ready to wipe the floor with you.
Flame Charge, pretty good one here. I bet Oscar can learn this one too. I feel like, oh no, I guess not. Nobody can. I was gonna say I feel like Oscar might be able to just learn a bunch of very weird shit.
That would make sense.
Focus Blast,
especially if they're going for a Type Null type feel.
Interesting. This could be an odd little combination here. So Calypso has Rain Dance, which really is only useful for Muddy Water, and most of I guess Blastoise is also on my team, so there could be some use there. Earthquake, definitely don't want to get rid of that. Yawn, Yawn is interesting, because this one basically can't miss, and it will make them fall asleep. So, there's some power here.
Yeah, it will make them fall
2070.
asleep a turn later.
Yeah, let's not do... I'm not going to do Focus Blast. 120-70 doesn't feel like a great move to throw, something like that out for. Let's see. Brine. Brine's very situational as well. Charge Beam. Oh, New Moon, yes. The new, the Dark and Ghost weather attack for this game. Neat, but I don't think that's going to do us a ton of good right now. Maybe it will. I don't know. Shadow Claw. I think we have that on everybody who we want. Oh, I can check that for Dusclops. I don't think it's going to be able to learn it, though. Yeah, no.
Not able.
No. Venoshock. Great move. I was going to say, I figured Romero might have a shot here. Let's see what Romero's got. We got Growth, Giga Drain, Aromatherapy, and X-Scissor. See, Aromatherapy is like the one version of like a haze style thing that actually makes sense. Heals all status problems affecting the user's party, which I don't know if that means Pokemon that are... if it's for like multi-Pokemon battles, or if it means that all of your benched Pokemon are also getting healed. I'm a little unclear on that one. But it's a good enough thing that I want to kind of hang on to it for a little bit first. Giga Drain and X-Scissor. Strong moves on both sides, and they're both stab. Growth means that both of them go up, too. His power is doubled if the target. I don't think there's a way for me to actually see what's left of that.
Isn't it if they're already poisoned?
I think so, if they have a status condition.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's leave Venoshock out for right now. That one's really good. Like Kyle has it also. Draco Jet, Frost Breath, Dazzling Gleam, good fairy move. I think Oscar is a fairy type, so this is also the second fastest text option. Oh, Moonblast is just straight up better. More damage, actually has an effect, which Dazzling Gleam does not.
Right.
Silver Wind is a bug move. That might be good for Romero, who can't learn it. Got it. Incinerate for fire. Round is kind of one of those weird, like, bouncing normal type moves. Confide. Wildfire. Well, its primary cause is to burn the opponent. If a foe is grass type, it will burn all Pokemon in their team weak to fire, presumably. That's pretty badass. No one can learn it. God damn it.
Is there a lot of team battles in this game, or are these moves that affect the bench?
That's, again, I think... Oh, I guess this probably is a team one. There's a decent number of double battles. But no one can learn it, so it doesn't really... And then we got the HMs, which we don't have a reason... Like, we have other stuff that lets us do this. They actually make jokes about the HMs not being as useful because you have other means of doing all these things.
They give you sort of a ride Pokemon type situation, or?
Kind of. You have the Instant Lapras pack for surfing.
Okay.
And there's the Pika Taxi in every town and city, which lets you go to any place you've already been. For a very small amount. It's like 500 Poké Dollars. It's super cheap. Which is essentially exactly what Fly does. You can't use it anywhere, so Fly actually does have some real utility, but...
Right.
So, where we left things off, we went to the top of the Dragon Ruins over here. Oh, man, that jittery... Very jittery graphics. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That might be a result of... We're playing on I think Huge. There's 4 visual... like graphics display levels, and we're playing on Huge right now, which is 1024 by 768. This is genuinely a little surprising because this game does not seem very graphically intense.
Is that the Pika Taxi? No.
No, it's a
item on the ground.
Yeah, I thought it was a Paralyze Heal, but no, a Pika Taxi is hard to miss. I think I'll actually show you what it looks like. If I can remember. There it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This guy. Hard to miss.
That item had looked a little bit like Pikachu hiding behind the tree.
Oh, gotcha. Yes, yeah.
But Pika Taxi is a full-size vehicle.
Yes.
Not driven by a Pikachu.
But so we want to... We might... Oh, no, that's the gym. We already did that gym. We need to follow Team... Oh, my God. I'm trying... Team Infernal Cult.
The Infernal
they're
Cult.
cults. Infernal Cult to the top of a mountain where they're going to do some bad shit there, presumably Groudon. However, right at the end of the last set of things we did, we got the ability. So we've had Mew. Oh, I didn't realize that was another route. Uh-oh, this palace is bizarre. Such an odd place to have built anything at all. I can't believe people can live out here. Why is there a temple here of all places? That's the second augur, Jern, who is named like we were joking about putting John in there, but that's his actual character's name. Our guest of honor has finally arrived. Oh, that looks like maybe Infernal Cultist? What is this? Show yourself. So the Jern, while being the second augur, who is functionally like the champion of the region, but it's a little bit more explicitly in a position of like rulership and protectorship, I guess.
Okay.
But he is actually also the leader of the Sky Cult. And explicitly did something to the first augur in order to gain power. There's also murmur. Everybody keeps mentioning that we look familiar. And so the question that I've got is...
Who's your dad?
Yeah, it's like either the first augur is my dad, or we are the first augur and we have amnesia. We have amnesia anyway.
Okay.
The very first thing that happens is we wake up in the Cult of Darkrai base with no memories, and we're about to have the last of our memories eaten, and Mew helps free us.
Okay.
Third option, related to both of those... Because we now have the Tesseract ability from, not Shaman, one of the other Celebi, I think. So now we have the ability to do a little bit of time manipulation of stuff, and I wonder if we could literally just be a time-displaced first augur. Like we got shoved back in time into our own timeline or whatever or something, and we also have no memories. So there's some intrigue going on with that, and we're in the final act of the game now, so... You're the one behind all of this, aren't you? Me behind everything? What could you possibly mean? I've been researching. I know we're the first augur, Adam. Oh, we have a name now. Oh, first augur, Adam. Okay.
I know where the first augur, Adam, this is a crystal came from.
Yeah. So, the crystal is something that came into play right at the very, very... Oh, no, not at the very... It was at the end of the first act. We confront the Sky Cult. They're trying to use a crystal to, I think, control Rayquaza or something like that. But our buddy, whose name escapes me right now, because there's Nora and Damien, I think, does a surprise attack after we beat them and Rayquaza and breaks the crystal, and it shatters into pieces. And now a few different people have shards of that crystal at the moment. And I think Jaren has one. I think the Perfection Cult has another. And I think... I forget who has the last one. One of the other cult leaders, I believe, has the last chunk. Looked in Persephone, yeah. Persephone's past, which led me to Zenith and the Infernal Cult, and what he can do. And all of it ties back to you. Zenith might actually have the last chunk. All of it ties back to you. You've certainly done your research. Are you cultist trying to catch Giratina? Oh, we found out at one point that... So we escaped from the Cult of Darkrai. Persephone is the leader of the Cult of Darkrai.
Yep.
And after we escaped, a bunch of cultists who were already not thrilled with the fact that they were sacrificing their own members to appease Darkrai, with discovering that Darkrai didn't actually care about the sacrifices in the first place. There seems to be a schism in the Darkrai cult. So I think that's what's going on here, is that there's somebody else in the Darkrai cult who's manipulating stuff now. There's a lot going on plot-wise.
There is.
There's a shitload, and it's never gotten easier to comprehend across now 141 episodes.
Are these cults like modern-day cults where it's real taboo, or is it more like Roman time cults where it's just like, oh yeah, and that guy's in a cult?
It's more taboo. The cults used to be the specific target of the first augur, because some of them were blatantly religious worship. Some of them were a little bit more like social movement style things. Yep. A little bit in between them. And unfortunately, the first augur used to have a very Spider-Man way of doing things, where like you defeat the cultists, and then rather than imprisoning them, it'd be like, you need to stop this. This needs to end, kind of thing. And sometimes they would.
Hey, cut it out.
Yeah, sometimes they wouldn't. And so Jaren put together the Sky Cult specifically to Jaren specifically to deal with the first augur and also become the second augur, specifically to try to eradicate, like, forcefully the other cults.
Yeah.
So he's been on a bit of a revenge kick, and he's also been, because that was technically what the first augur's whole deal was, taking down the cults, it was very easy for Jaren to get people on his side to be like, we're going to take down the cults. Just like the first augur would want us to do, kind of thing.
Right.
So a lot of careful manipulation of the masses. No, we might look the part, but we're anything but. Okay, yeah. You've been playing us like pawns. You've been playing me like a pawn. Actually, I know you don't want to hear this, but you weren't part of my plans. You're a minor nuisance at best, a bit part. My intention was for the Infernal Cult to eventually overthrow the first augur and secure the crystal for me. There's a prophecy that we learned.
Okay.
Just adding more plot the whole time. There's a prophecy that we learned around the halfway mark where there was a prophesied child who would have a connection with I think they referred to them as pixie legendaries, but essentially the mythical Pokemon, like Mew, who is partnered with us, Shaman, who is partnered with Nora, who's another one of our friends in this game. Damien, I think, had Celebi. Orion, I think, had a legendary partner as well. I think Reshiram.
So you got a group of friends, and you're all the special boys?
Yes. The trick is, we all have special connections, but one of these characters is the actual, like, chosen one. The chosen one would defeat and destroy all the cults, and then the hidden thing that we learn halfway through, because the first two parts were pretty well known. Third part is that the chosen one will actually join the Infernal Cult in order to destroy the others.
Interesting.
So it kind of had an effect of shattering our little trio team, because the other two started kind of accusing the other one of being of planning to join a cult to destroy everything or whatever. Which Nora immediately was like, "Why did I do that? Why did I yell at him? That was so stupid." So we tried. Oh my God, we tried to go and talk with Damien, but before we had a chance to, we helped a gym leader who we defeated in the actual gym. They got confronted by the leader of the Perfection Cult, who also knows the professor of the region, Professor Sylvan. The gym leader was convinced to administer a drug to her father, who is in the hospital in that city, with infect him with Pokerus. The idea being that Pokerus has an effect on Pokemon, but has no effect on humans.
Okay.
However, oh God, I forget what. Oh, however, in the past, the plot of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is canon to this game. So at some point in the past, about 20, I think, years ago, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire happened. Deoxys was defeated up in the sky by the regional champion, Brendan or May, I think. But when that happened, the damage that was done to Deoxys caused a bunch of, like, pieces of it to scatter over the earth. And so a bunch of people in that region specifically wound up, like, being in the affected area. So, unbeknownst to a bunch of people, but known to the Perfection Cult leader, a bunch of people just have Deoxys, like, DNA kind of on them, maybe even in them, just because it's in the air.
Okay.
So when the Pokerus is administered, it was an HP Pokerus, so the idea was it was going to heal him, and the Perfection Cult leader kept information away. It wound up actually activating, essentially, the Deoxys DNA in him, so now he's very healthy, but he's very much taken over by the mind of Deoxys. So he's this, like, mutated monster who then attacked Damien as he came to show up to try to apologize for stuff. And so Damien is also now a half-mutated Deoxys monster, who turns out to also be the son of the leader of the Abyssal Cult, who abandoned him in order to try to accomplish the goals of her cult. And the guy, the mutated guy, has a name that I cannot remember, but he essentially has the mutated Damien push her into the water in their own base, and she is dead. Like something happened there, and she is presumed dead.
Wow.
There's been a lot of shit, and that's like maybe half of everything that's happened. But no, you just had to interfere, didn't you? You just had to play the edgy anti-hero, didn't you? Oh, this was clearly I've forgotten the name of the person who actually developed most of this game. This is clearly them responding to the criticisms of the game being a little too edgy for most of its development, huh?
Well,
you're evil. I'm surviving. Stay away from me. Don't make me break the crystal. Huh, any more than you already have?
sorry, edgelord, but
Yeah, right. But I'll let you
edgelord's
go.
gonna edgelord.
Right?
Just ask John.
John or Jaron?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both. Yeah. You slowly become useful. Enjoy your trip home, Jaron. You won't remember any of this. Oh, okay.
Because you have a Darkrai?
Something, yeah, I guess. I guess the Darkrai cult is the ones that have all the weird memory wiping things. So I guess that's where we need to go. But when we got the power of I think Celebi at the very end of the stuff that we were able to do. Oh yeah, the Dragon Ruins the levels are just absurd at this point.
Just a wild Charizard, level 59.
Yep. I guess we'll Aqua Tail here. I was debating just running from battle for the sake of not engaging, but I may as well just grab some experience while we're over here.
Yeah, you're not Iron Moning, so.
No. I mean, I am Nuzlocking, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. First step, huh? Jeez. Golurk is Ghost and Ground, so I should still be able to do some... I think it's usually pretty physically tanky, though. All right, still good. I like the easing on there. I didn't notice before because we haven't done much in the way of like real battle so far, but there's an easing to the start and finish of hit point drain when an attack lands. Oh, come on. It's gonna be so slow. Now we're running. This dude could almost certainly just one-shot me. The stats are a little bit janky in this game.
Do you have a 100% chance of running?
No. Unfortunately, this area is just full of like fully evolved like starters and the like, so it's just a dangerous place to be.
Yep.
We'll call the episode shortly, but I want to get us up here. So the thing I was getting at before, we have Celebi DNA, which means we can manipulate time in areas that look like this, I think. Or this is just a warp. I'm going to save first. Not that it matters because we're Nuzlocking, but...
Yep.
All right.
You gonna step into the pink next time, or?
Oh, no, this is a manipulated thing, yeah. We're going to check this out next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.